Well, hello again. Here we are on the 28th day of the 4th month on the celestial clock and calendar of YaHUaH. And it is almost sunset, and we are at Wasaga Beach, Ontario, Canada, in our kayaks. So anyways, in this video, we'll talk about the first day of the 5th month, let alone Shavuot, and how the moon rules with a set of stars in a repetitive manner year after year, verifying or giving us just another wonderful witness proving why we are in the summer wheat harvest time period. So with that said, I'll give some stellarium shots as usual, go through that, and we thank all the people that study with us and do this work all over Earth. It has been a wonderful journey and continues to be a privilege. So with that said, folks, we're going to sign off here. I'll get into the video, probably some other shots with the sun, moon, and stars the night before New Moon Day. And as well, if I can get out before the dawn and do some other shots. So, my better three quarters, my love of my life. Anything else?
Have a wonderful Shavuot and have a wonderful Sabbath.
YAHsome! So hallelujah, here we are with another excellent opportunity to prove another New Moon Day. In this case, the 5th New Moon on the celestial clock and calendar of YaHUaH. And that shot you've seen at Wasaga Beach, you may have noticed all the way back to 2013 in the summer months, we always go there. And if you get the opportunity, get on a boat or a kayak or a canoe in a safe environment, because when you see the sun go down and then the moon rise, and you get the right location, that flat geographical setup allows you to see everything much more clear. So at the end of this video, we will share the sundown time period going into the first watch, and we're having some fun. And as you can see, we do not just get out the night before New Moon Day or New Moon Day itself. Hallelujah, that we gather with others in the name which is above all names, that understand how to get out every day to learn and test and prove what the sun, moon, and stars actually do. So let's get into this study. So in this particular study, we are going to prove the 5th New Moon Day. So a lot of scriptural information and astronomical information coming at you very quickly. So stop the video at any time to focus on this information and ensure your computer device, mobile screen, and or iPad is configured to full view screen mode. Again, this is not a pun. These scriptural study videos are designed to be visual so that you can see this information, so that you can get outside and test and prove it yourself wherever you reside on Earth. So again, in the description box of each and every YouTube video, all of these visuals and the associated forecasts on the Excel templates are available to each and every one of you at no cost and no obligation, other than they're not changed. None of the information is taken away and or added to, if you will, for obvious reasons. Again, we thank all of the Bereans out there that we get to study the Word with, because the witnesses of YaHUaH gives light. His words gives light, and why our being observes them, and why the people that we gather together in the name which is above all names understands that these words give understanding to the simple, and our mouths are open and pant for the commands. And we see the sun, moon, and stars as the verification of those commands, or the signs proving those commands are truly wonderful. And as such, we palal, pray, supplicate to the Father of lights to turn to us all, to show us all favor, according to his right ruling towards those who love his name. And as always, for all the folks that started this journey with us in the mid-90s and beyond, again, thank you for your help. This template continues to be excellent, and people are getting off a monthly template type of view. And as you can see, we track the moon, the sun, and the stars every day. And as a result, we know how to count our days or number our days. And as we know, this 5th month will be the back end. Today is Shavuot as I narrate this video. We've had a great Sabbath, and this will be a very quick video. And as you all know, based on the third and fourth month, if it's a 29 or 30-day months, it will determine how long Shavuot will be. Remember, Shavuot, it doesn't give you a specific day or number like the other feasts. You have to know your stuff in regards to utilizing the sun, moon, and stars. So again, this template has worked out extremely well. People are flocking to it in regards to numbering their days with the rest of the count scripturally, with the prophets, Hanok, etc. Because we believe in the 4 divisions of the year. As per the book of Jubilees, chapter 6, verse 23, we believe the agricultural cycle in creation is aligned to the astronomical cycle in creation as well. And as such, all of these witnesses give us such peace, comfort, and joy. But regrettably, in this world, it ignores it. World religions are designed to ensure that you ignore this information, and it's very easy to prove. So there are 4 divisions in the year. Each of the witnesses of light, as in the sun, have set amount or a number of annual days assigned to them. So the sun has a 365.25 solar day year. The sun and the stars combined produce a 364-day year, as Ursa Major goes around the North Star in 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4.09 seconds. And in a 365.25 solar day year, or cycle, it produces 364 days. And we all know that the lunar cycle is a 354-day year annually cycle. And it starts after the spring equinox. The first day of the first month is in the first division. The first day of the fourth month is always in the second division, well after the summer solstice. First day of the seventh month is after the autumn equinox. And the 10th day, the first day of the 10th day, is after the winter solstice. And these are our 4 days of remembrance. And as we go through this study, we are focusing, obviously, on Division 2, because the first day of the 4th month, the first day of the 5th month is a fast on those new moon days. And we do know that on Shavuot this year, being on the 29th day of the 4th month, being the pagan day of today, Thursday, August 11th, 2 loaves, 2 fasts, 2 tablets, Acts 2, where the Spirit rained down on everyone. It's just a wonderful piece of information from a scriptural standpoint, let alone the 2300 day count from the prophet Daniel, and so forth. And again, a lot of people are going to ignore this, but we are at peace with that. This will be fully restored in the millennium. For now, we have to put up with the traditions of humankind in Sanctus Simplicitus, 50-day only counts, as we've talked about in previous study videos. So, as we go through the scriptural study video, again, the whole earth will marvel after the beast, and it does just that. So, if you're interested in working towards becoming a part of the work in the repairs of the breach, then this is something that you may very well be interested in doing. So we are going to stick with the 4 divisions of the year as they are aligned to the sun, moon, and stars and the agricultural cycle, let alone Moshe's writings in the Torah, and backed up and verified by the Messiah, YaHUaH, the name which is above all names. So in the 3rd month, we knew we had a 29th day month because the moon was restored. A restored moon is full moon, and it's a light on a lampstand. And we know that on the 29th day of the 3rd month, that moon was fully restored on its lampstand. Remember, Hanok was clear that a full moon is new moon. Why? Because the 15th day to Hanok was a dark conjunction moon phase when the light wholly disappeared. So imagine this. I didn't even talk about the Gregorian calendar here just now. I talked about the 29th day of the 3rd month on the celestial clock and calendar of YaHUaH. So in the 5th month, we do the very same thing. You can ignore the Gregorian. Why? Because the sun, moon, and stars give you that information. And in the first day of the 4th month, the summer triangle comes out. It's another witness letting you know that you're in your final 50-day count after 7 Sabbaths are completed. So on the morrow after the seventh Sabbath, you count 50 days. And we do not consider it coincidence anymore, we used to, that the summer triangle shows up. Now, if you're in the northern hemiplane, you would have seen Ursa Major and Arcturus, and this is sometime between the second to third watch. This is an actual visual on stellarium from my home location. I'll give a few more from other locations, but facing north, you would have seen the triangle with Vega, Deneb, and Altair. Also, the moon would rule with another set of stars in that house, while the sun knows it's going down, which is actually meaning its entry point or portal, has a set of stars that it rules with at that time period too. And in this case, first day, fourth month scenario. Now, something really cool happens because you don't need the stellarium artwork. And in fact, in Romans chapter 1, claiming to be wise, they became fools. Well, why? They changed the esteem of the Almighty Father of lights into reptiles, birds, and other beasts, if you will. So when you go outside, you won't see the stellarium art, the artwork. And there only used to be 13 Mazzaroth or constellations. Today, due to the traditions of men, all through the time and Greek mythology, Roman mythology, and all the way back to Babylon, there's 88 Mazzaroth today. So the moon rules with a set of stars on the first day of the fourth month, and the summer triangle is right there as well. So again, that triangle, for whatever the reason, sticks around all the way to the fifth month. So here we are with the sample out of all these different locations on Earth, where the moon once again restored itself, or the sun restored the moon. A restored moon is full moon. It's a solar-powered new moon, and it's a light on a lampstand. And based on these locations, with the start, midpoint, and finish point of that fully restored 100% illuminated moon, it's going to tell us that the following day at the dawn, it will be New Moon Day. So in this case, New Moon Day, first day of the fifth month, commences at the dawn on the pagan day of Friday, August 12th, 2022. And all of us on this New Moon Day, and I'm going to go outside tonight to see if we can get some filming and photograph footage of this with my better 3/4, is going to give us, everywhere on Earth, 8 hours and 50 minutes of total illumination. So again, you don't need the Gregorian. If you're just following YaHUaH's timing piece, you'll start to speak in this manner, that on the 29th day of the fourth month, the moon was restored to its full illumination, to its full light, everywhere on Earth. So, and everyone will prove that again. And it does something else. The confidence in people doing these forecasts and then getting outside and proving them, they now know that they don't need the Gregorian system. They now know that they don't have to worry if the power goes off. They still can tell time, more specifically, the appointed times of YaHUaH. So this is why this is so value added. So here we are. As you can see now, in the first day of the fifth month, the moon is no longer in this quadrant of the Shamayim, or sky. And as you can see, the moon is ruling with these set of stars. And notice, the summer triangle is still up. It lingers, it stays. Why? Because after the seventh Sabbath completed, out of 7, you count your 50 days. The summer triangle stays with us in those 50 days. And as you know, the 40 days and 40 nights is embedded into that 50-day count as well, all the way up to today, the 29th day of the fourth month, which this year is Shavuot. So make a long story short, this is with the stellarium constellation art. And again, if you go outside here this evening, you will see, if you're in the northern hemiplane, you will see Hamal between the second and third watch, and Pleiades. You will catch Ursa Major and the North Star, along with the summer triangle, but you will not get Spica or Arcturus. Or you will not get Orion as well, the belt of Orion, with those 3 stars. It's a 7-star cluster, but those 3 in the middle are called the belt of Orion. And scripturally, you can track these things. So make a long story short, that's the northern hemiplane. Everyone will see that. And we will receive photographs proving this all over Earth. Now, some of you are saying, well, what about Australia and locations like that? Well, in Perth, the same time for me during their night. And here it is at 1 a.m. and 2 minutes after 1 a.m. This is what they're going to see. They're going to see these stars, but they're not going to see Ursa Major, North Star. They're not going to see Pleiades, but they will see the morning star, the Lamb or Hamal, the middle, that nice, beautiful star, the middle star, if you will, in that cluster of 3. And they will have the same stars that the moon will rule with, along with the sun. Same thing. So this is why we are confident. In fact, a confident expectation, because after doing it over and over again, and again, gathering with people in the name which is above all names. Remember, when you do that, the Messiah, Yahushua, our only teacher, will be there with you. And this is why we learn so quickly, because we are assembling in the name which is above all names, who is the only teacher. So this has been very value added, this approach, as the years have gone by. So Perth is the same for the first day of the 5th month, let alone all over Earth. And this is why we can trust it. We have a workshop coming up in the next couple of days. Please take a look at the community page on the YouTube channel. We're going through all of this, the 7 Sabbaths and then the 50-day count, the 40 days and 40 nights, the 2300-day count of Daniel. And then once that's done in that study, we're going to go to the turning of the year with trumpets all the way into Sukkot, 15th day of the 7th month, all the way to the last great day, the 22nd day of the 7th month. So if interested, contact us at family1@rogers.com, and we will include you on the schedule. And it's an open session workshop, so we're looking very much for other people spread out all over Earth. Still looking for people on Greenland and Iceland. Still haven't nailed that one down, but we have people from every other continent. Again, many people enjoyed these forecasts. And this one here was from 2021, 2022, and it's the whole year. And we usually release this before the year started of the celestial clock and calendar of YaHUaH. We decided this year consciously, to do this still, but not release it. Why? Well, here's what we're doing. As you can see, we've only filled in the first 4 months all the way to the first day of the first month, which will be the pagan day of Friday, August 12th. Again, that day, New Moon Day, commencing at the dawn. In the workshops, we're filling out the rest of the months. We're doing the forecasts. And notice a great, great tip by a fellow Berean that I get to dialogue with every once in a while. We also have included now the Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, and there's Division 4. So making the template very easy to see. So once you know how to forecast, this process becomes very easy. But more importantly, this is only 20% of the work as a Berean. The rest of the work is getting outside in creation and testing and prove these forecasts with the sun, moon, and stars, as you've seen at the start of the video with my wife and I. So we don't get out just the night before New Moon Day. We get out during the day to see when the moon rises and when it sets. We look at the first watch in the evening from Areb on, second and third watch, as you've seen, and then into the fourth watch, which starts at dawn and completes that journey at sunrise. So we do all of that full cycle of 4 night watches, let alone during the day, throughout every day in a scriptural month. And as such, your confidence increases because you're seeing these same repeatable patterns for each individual month, year after year after year. So again, I thank the Berean in question out in Europe. This idea was brilliant. Thank you very much for giving me that tip. And that is the other benefit or gift of assembling with those who call upon the name which is above all names, YaHUaH, the only self-existent one, the greater light, and then obviously the Messiah, Yahushua, who called out to his Father for his deliverance, letting everyone know, both verbally and in action, that his Father was greater than he. So let's get into the forecast template. I'm not going to go into it in great detail. This is the summary page, and we'll talk about that now. Okay, here we are with the forecasting page, and I'll focus on my area where I reside. And as you can see, we track in column G here, the start, when the moon becomes 100% full, its midpoint, and when it finishes. And as you notice, on the sample of, we do anywhere from 10 to 12 countries, focus on about 4 to 7 as they capture all of the time zones. And notice again in column J, 8 hours and 50 minutes of full illuminated light. YaHUaH is impartial. He loves all of his children. He wants to ensure that no one perishes, and he provides the same amount of light to everyone. Whether or not everyone wants to accept that light, that is between them and the Father of lights. We track the dawn, as we can see in column K, the sunrise, percent illumination of the moon every day at the dawn, the moon in its position in regards to degrees to the horizon, and the percent illumination here, as we can see in column O, at sunrise as well, and the degrees to the horizon. We also track when moonrise and moonset happens. This way here, you know, if you go outside during the daylight, what days the moon will be actually be able to be seen, and when, and for how long, and what percent illumination it will be. So you really get to understand this timing piece very, very well. These columns from R to T, there's another column here for the total time. This is a view between the second, third watch usually, when the moon comes to that 180 degree mark, as compared to when the sun hits the 0 degree mark if you're in the northern hemiplane, and it's inverted if you're in the southern hemiplane. And the least amount of time is the night before New Moon Day, or the dawn before New Moon Day. It'll be the least amount of time. As well, you'll notice that the sunrise, if the moon greets the sun at sunrise, it's a great witness, but it's not the end-all, do-all witness like some regrettably still to this day say. So as an example, the moon, based on these 12 countries or locations all over Earth, will indeed greet the sun at sunrise, let alone the dawn, except for Jerusalem. So it'll be minus 14 degrees the day before, but it'll be minus 0.25 at the sunrise on New Moon Day. So again, you really have to know your stuff before making a claim, or like the Catholic Church does, a doctrine of this is it and that's it. Remember, 3 witnesses, sun, moon, and stars working together in perfect harmony. The same with sunset, the moon greeting the sun at sunset. Well, in my area here this evening, the moon will not greet the sun at sunset. And some other locations it will. It's a great witness and should not be discounted, but it's only a portion of the total witnesses. And that's why we forecast, and why we forecast together as one. These data points are not humankind's data points. These data points that you see on this worksheet are all light. They only exist because YaHUaH provides the light in its varying degrees day by day by day, and as such we can learn on each individual month. So the sun, sunrise, sunset, high noon. The moon has moonrise, moonset, percent illumination, and position to true north in the horizon, while the stars have their own movements, if you understand Ezekiel's wheel, which we are still learning. So we are not experts at this. We are not teachers. We're just Bereans collecting the data that the Father of Lights provides in an organized manner. Here's the good news. After you do this for a few years, you don't have to do it again, because you start to see the patterns, and if the power does go off, you can go outside and do this just with the human eye. So this is the value or return on investment, if you will, by doing work like this. So it's a great investment of time. So I'm not going to go into this worksheet. This is what we cover at the workshops. If you're interested, you are more than welcome. And the good news is that many in world religions are seeing that something is wrong with world religions, let alone the specific one they've been born and raised into. And they're coming to the conclusion, scripturally, that they have to come out of that. What better way to do that than go to the very first page of Scripture where it says, the moon, the sun, and the stars were for appointed times, signs, and for days and years. So this is how we learn this. If you have a better alternative than this approach. We are open. We love correction. So thank you for all the folks that help us improve these templates. And for the next upcoming workshop, we look to glean even further and get down the road to some other information or learnings that we are still working on. So again, let's close this off and close the video out, and then we're going to get outside and do some more filming and photographing. So again, the psalmist had stated that in Psalms 119 verses 129, your witnesses are wonders, so my being observes them. So again, we get out during the day to see when the moon rises and when the moon sets and for how long, and its position to the horizon in true north and its percent illumination. And we watch sunrise and sunset and high noon. We get all the witnesses, let alone understand through the 4 night watches from a Reb in the evening into the first watch, second watch and third watch at that 180-degree mark, and all the way to the dawn, the start of a new day, and that fourth watch would end at sunrise. This is a great time because you see it all, sun, moon, and stars, and it's very clear. Usually the clarity is so much better. But anyways, if you're on a boat, this is the best time to do it. So we're going to attempt to get out at the bay again on the dawn for New Moon Day, for the first day of the 5th month. So again, the witnesses are wonders. This is why our being observes them. And again, sharing this over and over throughout the years. Zechariah said in chapter 8, verse 7, thus said YaHUaH of hosts, the Father of lights, see, I'm saving, delivering my people from the land of sunrise and from the land of sunset. Babel, the land of confusion, right? And most calendars start at sunrise or sunset. The Gregorian starts at midnight, but no one starts at the dawn. Scripture starts at the dawn. Everything about world religions, let alone the Gregorian, ensures you take your eyes off the ball, off the cycle of light. Starting at the dawn of a true day start, a true scriptural day start, I rise before the dawn and I cry for help. I YaHUaH for help. Why? We're crying to the greater light, the Father of lights, to teach us, to send us the Messiah Yahushua, to rain down that Spirit upon us, and to get away from Shemesh. Sunrise, greeting the sun, greeting the moon greeting the sun at sunrise, sorry. Just that approach, or that sunset approach that the Babylonians do with a crescent moon cycle, which is very regrettable. So again, there's a lot to this, yes, but when we were growing up as little children, it took a while to learn a minute hand, second hand, and hour hand, and how those 3 witnesses, with different measurements of time when combined, allowed us to get to our scheduled, appointed time. Well, it's no different. You've got 3 witnesses of light that have their nuances, but when combined, allow us to meet on time the appointed times of YaHUaH. But more importantly, as we shared in many other articles, this is just the timing of it. The purpose and reason of being timely and the spiritual meanings scripturally behind it are far more important as we're learning. So all of this information, I thank many Bereans for pointing me in this direction over the years. This is the moon in regards to fraction of illumination. Anyone can get this. We cover these things in the workshop. And here's a sample all the way from 2022 to 2023 in 12 countries of the midpoint. And again, very easy to do, takes seconds, and all of this is provided in the workshop at no charge. So these workshops are designed in the mentality or theme, when you give a person a fish, you can only feed them for a day, only a day. But if you share the tools with a human being and the know-how on how to fish, you can help them and others feed themselves for a lifetime. So I'm not going to go into the scriptural passage, but in regards to Lucas chapter 5, verses 4 through 10, please give it a read. And we together as one who call upon the name of Yahushua understand now why he made the people that he came in contact with fishers of men, if you will. So this is the video. We're going to close off with some other film and photograph footage. We're going to attempt to get out in the first watch here, the night before New Moon Day. This is the 29th day of the fourth month. It was a Sabbath, the fourth and final Sabbath of the fourth month. It was also Shavuot. And tomorrow, on the pagan day of Friday, August 12th, commencing at the dawn, it will be New Moon Day. So we'll try to get out at the dawn, closer to sunrise. The moon will greet the sun in my area at dawn and as well at sunrise for this particular month. Hallelujah, great witnesses. And we're going to share and close off the video with some clips on the boat at Wasaga Beach on the 28th day of the fourth month, because we got to paddle through a sunset scenario, let alone watch the moon rise after. And we paddled on calm waters with the moon rising. Not yet fully 100% illuminated, but a treat nonetheless. So stay tuned, and here we go. Well, we're back, and as you can see behind me is a moon that's becoming fully restored. Yes, that light on a lampstand is happening once again, notifying us of the first day of the fifth month on the celestial clock and calendar of YaHUaH. I'm coming to you from the porch of my home, and I'm in the first watch again, approximately 9:45 p.m. And we're going to attempt to come out just at the dawn all the way to sunrise again. The moon is scheduled to greet the sun at sunrise and the dawn for this particular month in my particular area. So the stats, as you can see right here in the scriptural study visual, as I'm doing this video, says it all. And we forecast this years in advance. Anyone can do it, and then more importantly, come outside like we're doing here to test and prove it. So I will be receiving hundreds of photographs and videos from people all over Earth that are now doing this, forecasting well in advance, and then getting outside to see what the sun, moon, and stars do to actually tell time, the appointed times of YaHUaH. So again, we'll attempt to come out towards the dawn, towards sunrise, and do a final clip. And then after that clip, some more shots from Wasaga Beach paddling with the moon on the 28th day. And it's a different moon. This is definitely a restored moon. The moon on the 28th was not. And as time goes on and with practice, you can see these nuances as it relates to the sun, as it relates to the stars, and as it relates to the moon, as you can see here. So again, a big thank you to all those Bereans out there for doing what we do. And thank you for all the scriptural studies. And thank you to YaHUaH for allowing us to do this. Our Father of lights, the only self-existent one, YaHUaH himself, who gave us his son, the firstborn of all creation, our only teacher. So again, thank you. And we'll be coming right back at you, hopefully with another clip in the fourth watch. Well, hallelujah, it's New Moon Day. Here we are on the pagan day at the dawn of Friday, August 12th, 2022. It's the first day of the fifth month everywhere on Earth. Behind me, as you can see, is the moon that has been fully restored, giving us that witness or that light that is on a lampstand for one and all in the house to see. So with all of that said, again, we always say thank you for the folks that help us do this work. I'm going to put a stellarium view in place because tonight, high above, at this time in the fourth watch, I can see Pleiades, Hamal, I can see the summer triangle, and I can see Ursa Major doing what it does in the summer time period. So again, please take out the magnitude chart of the stars that you can see visually, let alone take with a camera in a successful manner, whether you have a Samsung, an Apple iPhone, and or other cameras with tripods that are very still that can capture these stars. Again, all of the scriptural stars that are mentioned and its clusters or Mazzaroth in the scriptures we track in 4 night watches for each and every new moon day. I'd like to thank Andre and Amika from South Africa for the work that they're doing. I'm learning so much. They're recording and capturing and documenting the star patterns for each and every Sabbath throughout a month. So on this YouTube channel, we focused on new moon days and obviously days throughout each and every particular month, but they're really going that next step in regards to if the power does go off, they will never have any concern. And again, this was always the approach and theme and our focus of this YouTube channel as it relates to scriptural studies in words, names, and the law, which includes the calendar. So again, we're going to stick around here and try to film the moon greeting the sun at sunrise. It will happen in my location, and as we said previously in this scriptural study video, it did not occur in Jerusalem. It was just under the horizon by minus 0.25 degrees. So with that said, please hold on and we'll wait. It's approximately 4:45, 5 a.m. here where I reside, and sunrise is scheduled for 6:18 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Well, here we are again, back just before 6 a.m. on the first day of the 5th month on the celestial clock and calendar of YaHUaH, and the moon is indeed greeting the sun here today where I reside, both at the dawn and sunrise. Again, first day of the 5th month on the celestial clock and calendar of YaHUaH on the pagan day of Friday, August 12th. So I'm going to pan over here now to the sunrise that is just upon us with my trusty Jeep and the boats on top, and we'll come right back at you. Again, this is a great time to come out because I don't know if the camera is picking up the stars. The last remaining light from the stars towards the east are still shining brightly. The 4th watch from the dawn to sunrise is amazing. So this is one of the best times to get out there to visualize, test and prove the sun, moon, and stars from a scriptural standpoint. So we'll wait a little bit longer for the sunrise to happen, and as that does come upon us, we will come right back at you here in regards to getting a full shot of everything of where I reside. And there's that moon again. So very easy to do. My better 3/4 could not come out this morning. She had a little bit of a sinus headache, so palal and prayers for her. We do a lot of traveling, as you can see in the scriptural study videos. So again, at the end of this video, you'll see some shots of a sunset moment on the 28th day of the 4th month. So one more clip here before we wait and get to the sunrise portion. Okay, as you can see, getting the final glimpses of the moon as it starts to set below the tree line over there. And I had the opportunity to speak to some people here this morning, and they were looking at the sun, waiting for it to rise. And we had the opportunity to share that the moon greeting the sun at the dawn and the sunrise, which happens one day a month, was an ancient clock which still can be used to this day to tell time. So again, most people will only be looking at the sunrise and they'll miss this great event. So they started to turn around and take photographs of this fully restored moon, and they're going to research now what it means for a new moon day and why it's so important from a scriptural standpoint. So there are opportunities every day to share this in a polite, loving, scriptural manner. So again, I'm going to pan over to the sunrise here. In a few seconds, this will happen as well. And there we have it. There is the sun rising just on that point right over there. So the sun is rising, and if I pan over, there's the moon just starting to set and it's above that little building structure. And there's a young man playing basketball, totally oblivious to what just happened. So again, many opportunities present themselves when asked. And people always ask me, what are my better three-quarters and I doing? Let alone other people we gather with. And a great opportunity here in the fourth watch, the finalization of it. So again, first day of the 5th month on the celestial clock and calendar of YaHUaH. Stay tuned for the final clip from the 28th day of viewing and filming a sunset event. So, signing off. I'm paddling in the moonlight. Everybody here is warm and right. I'm paddling in the moonlight. It's such a natural sight.